This is Reality with Personality. I am Percy A. Lewis together with my co-host.
Yours truly, Williams.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Much obliged.
Yes.
Co-host.
Pleasant good morning.
Pleasant good morning. Everyone needs inner engineering in order to grow, not only in perception, but more so in perception. It is from within that we think, feel, and experience life. We are spirit beings at the core. We are God-breathed after all, and are to govern ourselves through our spirit nature. Before one can know anything, she has to be able to perceive it. It is with inner engineering, co-hosts, that people look to themselves to becoming the best version of themselves, where they have 100% control over their body, energy system, thought, and emotion, and therefore able to become full-fledged human beings. For we can only influence the environment. It is true that the environment being present is what people call a success. However, what we all need to understand is that whenever things aren't going our way, it's because it's either going somebody else's way or God's way. Freedom of choice is a two-way street. We are as free to exercise our freedom, but so are others. Therefore, we must not call it betrayal when they are telling people what to do, and they are not heeding that which, but doing that which pleases them. Leaders are not born, they emerge. There are at least two ways about a leader that makes him or her stand out. One, she is the first to see something. Given she is sitting on a perch, getting an aerial view. So, view and vision having the same root word, a leader comes with a vision, and that then is point number two. The leader is one that sees the farthest. Religion and politics, co-hosts, have destroyed leadership here in Belize. Religion, by telling men that they are born to lead, has turned many of them forthright, right into the colonialists of the past. Men go around subjugating women, and where that fails, they abuse them, which is the likes of slavery, where women are equated to property. Since our 1981 independence, we have a Belize Constitution, the supreme law of our land, that says all Belizeans have equal rights, irrespective of race, color, creed. And with equal rights come equal opportunity. In that same section of our Belize Constitution, it says there is to be no discrimination wherever these spineless policymakers they are kowtowing to their clergy instead of passing and enforcing legislation and policy to effectuate equal rights on the ground. Saebot Cayetano, your videos, plural, are a huge Hollywood type draw in the box office. The one in the 19th November parade, where you're drunk out of the piss pot. People refer to it as a chamber pot, and also wore it on your head as you parade through the streets. On another occasion, you had a video go viral when you masterfully dance like the electronic beat of the Garifuna drums, as if though you had no bone in your waist. Yes, I see you in pics with the late Babakas, Mohabbat, names in the music industry. But who are you, Mr. Saebot Cayetano? What's your journey? Your past, that is your early childhood, present, and future, in becoming the very best version of yourself. Please.
Your audio gone.
Because you for that.
Oh. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. That is a heavy load you're putting. That is a heavy load you're putting on humanity there, Percy. You give us a lot to think about. Your intros are always one of a kind.
Thank you.
You're in well, both of you guys are in the presence of each other's greatness. Now, down to me.
Go ahead.
Well, I am the product of a biracial union.
Okay.
I was born in Belize City to a mother named Amy Bell Marshall and my father Richard Cayetano, known as Shadigo, who they both reside in LA,
Okay.
not together. I did not have a place because I was born. I was the child of this Garifuna man and this Creole lady whose people were not too welcoming to my kind.
Okay.
So my mom decided to bring me to Dangriga. Hence, I grew up with my grandparents.
Okay.
Now, for a little bit of perspective, my grandparents were of different countries. My grandfather is Belizean, while my grandmother was from Honduras.
Okay.
My grandmother was illiterate. I actually taught her how to write her name and so on. I did that at the age of 11 years old.
Okay.
And my grandfather was just smart. He dropped out of standard 4 because he was a bit mischievous, but he was just outright smart. He was raised by TV Ramos, hence the reason. Yeah, because his sister who had passed before was TV Ramos's. His mother was TV Ramos's sister.
Okay.
So he was raised by his uncle here in Dangriga. Hence, we became Methodists by religion. For me, it's by association. We became Methodists, and I attended Dangriga Methodist School, which is now Airport.
Yes.
At a very young age, I saw a little bit of activism in me because when the Heads of Agreement came about, when Dr. Aranda brought out these placards and all that, I joined in that. And
against or for? For or against? For or against? For or against?
I was totally against the Heads of Agreement at that time.
Okay. Go ahead.
And well, I took a flogging for it. My grandfather thought that whatever pre-show was for, then the country was supposed to be for that. Because there is a picture of him. There was a picture of him in our house where I grew up, and I grew up in this political area whereby I had to become independent because my grandfather was PUP. His favorite brother Angus was a staunch UDP, and then his daughter Doris June became the first female president of the Senate, and that was with UDP.
Yes.
So I was getting all these perspectives, and so I was more independent in my thinking, and I am still that way. I call myself Belize's PUDP.
Okay.
So that's where I crafted that from.
Okay.
So during that time of curfew and all that, being mischievous again, we would still breach curfew because anything stupid was a good idea to me. So we would go and breach curfew, and one night in Bakatong, well, police caught up with a couple of us, and they dealt with us and took me back home. So I got a double whipping for that. Later that year, I saw police and BDF fighting near the bridge, and the BDF won.
Okay.
That was just after independence in 1981. So there and then I decided I wanted to be a BDF. Because I said, then they could beat up police, I could beat up them, and then I don't have any problems in our life.
Okay.
So when it was my turn to go to ecumenical, well, I gave a lot of trouble because my grandfather wanted me to be a doctor, and I wanted to be a soldier. But in my perverted view, I thought soldiers had to be dumb. So I tried to be as stupid as possible.
Yes. Smarter.
And I think I've still mastered that art up to today. So, so
Mhm.
there I was giving a lot of trouble at ecumenical, and I got expelled from third farm.
Okay, 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 okay.
No, not realizing the gap that you have to wait to join the BDF, so I was there bouncing around.
Mhm.
I was doing a lot of farming with my grandfather, and we used to vibe a lot. So he gave me a lot of perspectives about life. As a
Mhm.
matter of fact, when he told me he dropped out at the highest he went to in school was standard 4. I was totally flabbergasted. This man was brilliant.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. And so life went on, life went on. I work at Spaceline, working
What's
on
that?
that Spaceline was a furniture company
Okay,
that
okay.
was owned by Hubert Usher. All of the
Yes.
young boys around Foreshore used to gravitate to that area. Hubert
Okay.
and Ora Usher, the
Mm-hmm.
parents of Desiree Usher, who now owns A&D's.
Gotcha.
So I
Mm-hmm.
was around these people who were doing somersaults in their sawdust and all that, and playing football in their yard. So I worked there, and I my first pay was $27 because I was always gabbering and all that stuff, and
Mm.
barely put out any work. So that was my first encounter with private sector and the value of productivity. And
Yes.
boy, was I lousy at it. So after a while,
Mm-hmm.
I I got a job at public health department
Okay.
as a vector control agent, as an AD's inspector.
This is while you were BDF or
No, this is before BDF.
okay, go
This is
ahead, go
before
ahead.
BDF.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
When I got that job, then I was told that it was not an established job.
Mm-hmm.
I had always wanted to be a person who worked and get a pension.
Okay, okay, okay.
So it compounded for me when I realized it was favoritism because my aunt was the president of the Senate.
All right.
So I was always taught to be meritorious. So
Ah,
I just walked away from that job.
gotcha.
I didn't believe in any freebies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I got in a motorcycle accident that landed me all the way in Mexico, but I was trying to hurry come back because I had taken the BDF exam, which is what I really wanted to do.
Okay.
But I had fractured my skull, broken my ribs, and all that. So when I came back, they put me upside down and give me a chicken leg to eat. Man, they had my tongue me barely sew on a couple of months. They had only sew on my tongue.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't handle the training. I would have died. They told me I could have died in the training.
Mm-hmm.
So they
Mm-hmm.
told me to come back in the next intake. And
Okay.
so I came back to Dangriga, got a job with Belensko Insurance, but my
Mm-hmm.
mind was still with being a BDF.
Mm-hmm.
And so I skipped an intake and then joined the
Mm-hmm.
police along with Chester and those guys. And
Oh,
I was way too mischievous for police.
are you around his age or what?
I'm a bit older than him. I'm a couple of years older. I'm way older than Chester. He joined pretty young. He was
Okay, go
like
ahead.
around 17 when he joined.
Okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So I was kicked out within the first month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think because no punishment was working. Nothing they
Mm-hmm.
did to me worked. So
Okay.
they just decided to part ways with me, probably
Mm-hmm.
for good reason. And then in 1992, I joined the ranks of the BDF.
All right.
And I had fun for the next 22 years of my life. Those were the best years of my life.
Uh-huh.
I will always be grateful for my country to give me that opportunity.
Okay.
In the BDF, I formed the BDF Football Club. I believe at that time, um, football was financed by dirty money,
Okay.
and the U.S. government decided to take down the dirty finance behind football
When you
there
are with the taboo?
this was 1997, 98.
Okay.
No,
Go ahead.
wrong, 2007, 2008, 2007.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And so the US government, I think it was one of the Rice ladies, not Condoleezza Rice, the other Rice.
Okay.
I think her name begin with S. I can't remember her name.
It's okay.
She went down and she just took down Sepp Blatter, went for Jack Warner in Trinidad. That's when there was a whole pile of mess surrounding Bertie Chimilio. And even after all that US investigations, he proved to be clean.
Okay.
So after all of that, I went to the commander of the BDF and I asked that we do something with these young boys. There were a lot of these young talents and there was no money to help.
Yes, yes, but are you a player also? Are you a player? Can you play?
Yes, I play left. I play left half. I play left half on the left side. On the left side half the field.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, I formed this team around Jerome Serrano, who was the best defender at the time, and Irvin the Bird Flores, who was the best midfielder. These were guys from Dangriga. I got guys from Dangriga, got financing for it. Went to approach different business people, and so we formed this team that eventually delivered 3 championships. Because my dream was to see Belize have a World Cup team before I die. I have long given up on that now, and I don't even go and watch live football again.
How many of those championships you were the manager?
I was never the manager. I was always a part of the staff. Because of the rank structure of the BDF, I got a guy who was a major, who was my friend. He's Lionel Kelvin. And then later on, the deputy commander came in, who was Colonel Castellanos.
Got you.
And then I was always in a logistical supportive role, but the whole thing was my brainchild.
Got you.
Another highlight of my military career was some funerals. Because Belize is a young country, some prominent people began to expire when my career was maturing. So I had to direct a couple of funerals. So I became a drill instructor. I love to teach. I don't know why I didn't like learning, because I really love to teach. So I was always teaching some course in the BDF. And so I taught a lot of drill courses. I lived on the parade square. And so when it was time to bury Mr. Peters, George Price, Barry Bowen, and these guys, it was always me being the director to do those major funerals.
Okay.
And so that was my little niche within the BDF. Anywhere I go, I try to find 2 things. I try to find my replacement and my niche. What this part of my career was going to be about and who will replace me. I was always that kind of leader, and that's why I truly believe in democracy and the processes of taking over, one leaving and the other taking over. Yeah, so I retired at the senior most rank you could get as an enlisted person in the BDF.
What is that?
Which is a warrant officer class 1. What you will call a first sergeant in the US military, or a master sergeant.
Gotcha.
A sergeant major would be the pinnacle of that, but you begin to a sergeant major in the US. A warrant officer is it becomes a commissioned officer almost. Gotcha. So it's a little bit different.
Okay.
So I still go and give little speeches at the BDF graduating classes for certain courses. I still do that. I still maintain close ties with the BDF, and I think that I will carry that until they decide to cut that tie. And After my military career,
No. What happened with
ah,
this ex-serviceman thing? I see the flag that thing. Where did you go with that?
the ex-services was designed to look after the people who served in World War II. There were no social safety net when these guys came back. So that was the whole purpose of the ex-services league for
But,
all countries
but you have a role.
under the
But you have
British
a role.
Commonwealth.
You have a role with it, right? At the moment.
Yes, I am the vice chair of the ex-services league,
Okay.
Dangriga branch.
Gotcha.
So what we do, we are trying to get nurses, teachers, policemen, everybody who has served this government, and even Red Cross people, anybody who have served their community, to come in and join so that we create this space for people who have served to be together, because there are certain topics you cannot discuss in the wider society due to some of these operations you're on, or even part of the operations you're on. I am sure JPs have had to sign documents that they will never disclose
Okay.
with police and all that, because you have to bring certain proof, and there's some heinous stuff you see that the regular civilian is not privy to,
Okay.
or I would say not cursed with, because it's a hell of a burden to carry. And sometimes it's good to create these spaces where you could vibe on this level, and your brain does not deteriorate, because service members' brain deteriorate at a rapid rate when you come from these highly operational areas. Belize is a country that has porous borders, so we are constantly invaded by all kind of behaviors from land, sea, and now even air. And so to contain all of that, you're constantly operational, you're constantly on the go.
Okay.
So leaders take a lick in this country. So I don't know how they find time for malfeasance. They're supposed to be busy.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I do with the ex-services league. At this moment, we're trying to fundraise to construct a building that will then double as some kind of community space. Yeah, so that's where we are with that. Okay, so back to my post retirement. I traveled for a while, traveled to Honduras, back to my roots, and trying to also fulfill a promise I had made my grandmother from 2000. She had asked me to find my biological mother. She said I had to do that. I was like, no, ma, you're my mother. I don't need any other mother. Between you and my Aunt Martha, I have enough mothers. And along with my stepmother, Merlene Cayetano, my dad's wife. So I haven't been blessed with a lot of mothers. But I made that promise. So from 2000, I started this journey of hunting for my mom. And then I found her. We finally met on my 50th birthday. Yeah, so that was my first conversation with my mom. Very enlightening. In LA, I was tracking her in Houston, Hawaii, all over the place until I found her right in LA. Yeah. So
how that gone?
it was very enlightening. We still work. I'm still working on a relationship with her. I also have a sister from her side. So I went to her law firm with my kids, and we met up with her briefly.
You got a sister with a lawyer?
Yeah, in the US.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So that had taken up a good chunk of my time, but now I've connected with the Creole side of my family, and just to find out that I'm related to like Mose Hyde and the Burks and all, but I really don't know my maternal side of the family. So those are the people I am. I have a cousin who comes to visit very often, so I keep my closeness to that side of the family through her.
So you're fluent in Garifuna also?
Oh, Genga did Garifuna, man. Yeah.
Go ahead.
You know, so you're not good to live. As a matter of fact, I go to Honduras often, where my grandmother is from, because my roots is from Triunfo de la Cruz. So we'll be having a big family reunion in July.
How Spanish? You know only Spanish?
Yeah, I could cuss on so.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so following all of that, my military career, my traveling, I worked at Amanase Resort as
Yes.
the
Down south.
security. Yeah, in Hopkins as the security supervisor.
Okay.
Then I went to manage a little security company in Placencia.
Yeah.
And following that, while I was doing that also, I was doing bushwork with BEL, with Sabal on contract from BEL.
Yeah, but make we fast forward this thing.
Yeah.
Your niche, you find your niche,
No, what I have fun with is my business that I formed. Well, I bought over Belize locks and keys.
Okay.
And I did a locksmith course from the US online. And then I bought over Belize locks and keys. And so I'm now, that's why I bona fide locksmith. I program keys for vehicles and remotes for those electronic ones. And I also manage the Aguru Band. Yeah, because when I in 2016, Baba was playing all these songs, Alan Baba Castillo the late. And so I told him, man, you have this treasure trove of music. What you gonna do with it? He said it's a gift to the world. I didn't pay for this talent. I'm like, man, let's reconstitute the band. He said, I'm done with stage work. I tell him, you have to go back on stage. You were never really featured on stage.
Okay.
So he agreed under one condition, that I would manage the band. I was like, no problem. And so that's where that took off. And so up to date, I am still the manager of Aguru Band.
Yeah, but the locksmith thing, that what you for a living, you do that for a living.
That's what I do for a living.
The management and the guru thing is because that's your leader, so you can do that. But what is your niche? What is that thing that you are passionate about and you love doing and you cannot get away from?
There is no such thing for me. I am an open brain. But the thing that I really love doing is connecting people. Whatever you want to get done. If you come from the US and you say, I want to build a house, I want to start an old people's home, I want to start a daycare center, I'm going to try to find the relevant people. I love to connect people. I love to network people like how you network computers.
Okay, stick up in there. Co-host, handle a man for me.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Cayetano, I think you've gone through a lot, and you're still searching for that important niche. But how you see the culture thing in Dangrega in terms of making it a full business? You talk about managing the band, right?
Yes, sir. I have always complained about us showing the culture. They call us the culture capital. They show us the culture, but we do not get the capital.
But why is that? Why is that so?
It has a lot to do with the people involved, and I call it the musicians. Those are part of the problem, and also the people who are supposed to be their patrons.
Okay.
Our people want our artists to play for free. They don't want to work for free, but they want our artists and musicians to play for free. And the artists have rightfully refused to do so. I believe there should be, I don't know if we could do free market presentations at this point. because at this point we can't really afford our high-end artists. So in Dangriga,
Mhm.
there would have to be some kind of tourism component or something to bring
Okay.
people in to see
Yeah.
these artists, because our high value artists here
Uh-huh.
are like Adrian the Dark, Brother
Uh-huh.
David, Chico
Okay.
Ramos,
Yes.
Super G,
Okay.
Reckless,
Mm-hmm.
and the likes of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and our performance with these guys could range anywhere from maybe $1,800 to $2,500.
Gotcha.
But the amount of people going out in Dangriga is so minuscule.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find a catch for it, and these guys would have
Okay.
to meet and probably standardize that.
Okay.
But
Co-host.
uh,
Co-host. Throw the next one. Throw the next one.
No, I see, I am very impressed, by your growing up, um, being of a Creole mother and a Garifuna man, and in many respects, one of the things that need to be cherished is the language. And I was very proud when you responded and said, "Well, look, you speak the Garifuna very well." So, we need to do a little bit more on that in terms of bringing up our children to speak the Garifuna language, no? So, um, and I think so through the music. You don't think so? How can you help to play that role?
my vision for music is right now in operation. So there's already somebody doing that. Um, James Lovell, and I can't remember what this lady's name, but they are doing a program where they have started with kids playing the recorder, and they're
Mm-hmm.
going to graduate upwards to play wind and strings and keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that there's a future for that. And while Maggie was alive, she was doing a thing in Bakatong with the culture, with her grandchildren and a whole pile of kids. Marsha Mejia is also doing their thing. But what
Mm-hmm.
I could already see will be lost
Mm-hmm.
is the ability to tell a story through music in Garifuna, because the children will not be able to articulate themselves in the language and give a whole vision in the language.
That's where you come in, man.
Yes,
Ale crevice there. But anyway,
yes.
Saebot, it's time for you to give your wrap up, because we will have to end it there. So you know give tell the audience, tell the world, you know um what you have there in your chest. I will tell you, from what I'm hearing, what you did not say, that you could very well run for a political office,
Ay,
because
ay, 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 ay. Whatever I have done you, Mr. Lewis, please forgive me. Whatever I do to two of you guys, please forgive me.
go ahead,
I sincerely apologize for whatever in whatever way I've wronged you.
go ahead and give us
For
one.
me, uh, it wa- my character
Mm,
does not lend to the kind of immature politics we practice in Belize.
mm,
Um, and then I would, even as for me, I believe if I am
mm,
to run for Dangriga in any capacity,
mm.
I would have to come up with an economic plan for Dangriga.
Okay.
I haven't been able to come up with an economic plan for Dangriga. And the people who I've consulted have not been able to come up with an economic plan for Dangriga.
Yes.
Number two, I would be very unpopular in a short time if I run for mayor, because I would go after these people who are not paying their property taxes.
Okay.
And I would go into these empty lots and deal with them.
Okay.
So I would barely last my first term. So, and then as area rep, I do not see myself sitting in a ducks in a row group where the leader is a god, and then you just have to toe the line. I am of an independent mindset. As a matter of fact, I could tell you how I voted in the last two elections, the two national elections. The first one, Papa Mena is my friend from child, and I was like, man, I can't vote for you. His people came and told asked what was his vision for Dangriga now. He already, in my view, he got some people employed in Dangriga, but on a macro scale, he did not. In my view, he failed, and he's my friend. So I could not vote back for him. And a guy was there, man, no Spanish, no win that Dangriga. I tell him, well, I can't vote for the Spanish. He at least came and campaigned for me. And that was a thing that Fred Garcia had told me from 1996. Dangriga just need a clean, smart Spanish man, and he'll win forever.
Okay.
And I was like, no, Garifuna has ever been in cabinet 2 terms. Never ever yet.
Now who is Spanish man in Zabane?
Zabane, yeah.
You call it Spanish?
Yeah, he's a Salvadorian. He's a Salvadorian Spanish man. Me and Louis, I mean, we argued about the ICJ before. I was against him because he did not want to go to the ICJ. But from all my military training and all my meetings, my language exchange program, staying in Guatemala for a little while, I knew that the only way was the ICJ. So and then I realized, when I checked the heads of agreement, all those things came back in the Ramphal Reichler and the other guy. Yeah. It was the same thing repackaged.
Okay.
So I said, well, I'm going to vote to go to the ICJ. So I voted against Louis with that, but I voted for him. Then when it was time to vote, the last election that Uruguay ran, I sent the young lady a text. I could send you that text. I told her Uruguay was only gonna get 500 votes. He got 529, but I voted for him because I voted for democracy. I wasn't voting for Uruguay. He did not articulate a plan for me, but I voted for democracy because I believe in democracy. And the other guy, who I had asked what was his vision, he said he did not want to tell me his vision because I was going to repeat it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Saebot, man. Let us chew the fat another time. We will leave it there for now. This has been our guest in studio, who was not disappointed. Saebot Cayetano, telling us about his past, present, and future in becoming the very best version of himself. Expect to have him some more on our set. Saebot, let's continue backstage.
All right.